So greetings from Baltimore. Another update on the installation of this small force gas-fired boiler. This is getting the flue started to rough in here. This is the draft regulator motor. There have been a number of failures on the force with this that have cost us a bit of warranty issues. This is definitely a weak point here. We've had a couple fail on us over the years. As you can see, we've got the pressure troll mounted on a 270 pigtail, and you can then remove it without having to take the whole boiler apart or undo screws like I showed in a previous video. And we've got a T here so that this can be accessed either for pressure gauge or a testing the pigtail just by blowing in and making sure the pigtail is clear. We've got our sight glass drain valve, the sight glass truth tester here, ready to roll. And we're starting, we've got the equalizer piped in. This is oversized here, and then right about here is the operating water line, and then this is the Harford loop safety. And this is where we're planning to tie in the water feed. So we're going to come out of here with probably a stainless steel nipple, a brass 90, and then come up here with a copper pipe, half-inch copper pipe, and then I think we're going to mount the VXT somewhere in this space rather than over there like I was thinking before. So I shifted my thinking a little bit. And we've got the gas line piped in. The shut-off valve there. And we've got it strapped. And we got to tie it on to the 100-year-old gas line over here. There's the this is one of these situations where the gas comes in, I believe, in the neighbor's unit, and then it's split, and then so this is one gas line that's shared. I'm not sure that was done back in the day, so they only had to dig one ditch. This is the drip from the counterflow main. So the steam is blowing up this way, going to 3 radiators, condensing, and the condensate is rolling back down, and it gets picked up by here. Remember, this was a 90 that was plugged, and yeah, it was full of schmutz. So I cracked that off, and I got this going down, so the water that's coming back from the radiators is diverted back to the wet return here and doesn't go and pour down this area and chill the steam trying to go up into the system. Pardon me. So we're tying this new wet return here onto the old wet return there, and we're going to add a drain valve here and an isolation valve so we can drain just the wet return without the old wet return to flush it rather. So remember, this is all full of water. All of this up to about here. And this is the water line established by the boiler, where we put the boiler up. And then this is all full of water here, as evidenced where the sight glass is going to be, and show the and so that'll keep the steam from migrating up this way. Now again, we've got maximum of our 2-inch outlet. We've got at least 24 inches above the operating water line. Then we've gone in and supersized the return to a 2.5-inch header to go into here. And then we've supersized this equalizer line for part of its length. Let me get another shot here. We're going to have a drain here. And this is the official drain, so to speak. The relief valve is piped in with the clean out. They've got the skim tapping. It's 1.25 inches. I'd kind of be nice if they had the 1.5 inches, but at least they've got one. And some of their models, they only got a 1-inch skim tapping, which is, come on, why bother? And I got a little trap here for catching the gook. And I've just got to pipe that in at this end. Now sometimes you need to bring the equalizer line in there, and getting this guy out is a struggle sometimes. I've found that if you get a 42 millimeter impact socket that goes on there nice and tight, sometimes you have to trim that just a little bit because you want this really tight on there, so when you hit it with the impact driver, it comes off, because they really crank that on there, and you got to make sure that this is really tight, or you'll round the edges. And this is the tester that we have for the pressure troll to make sure this pressure troll works at the setting. These things are fiddly. It says it's below 2, but in actual practice, this thing is working at about 2 psi. And you really don't want to get too much lower than that with these things, because what will happen is that it won't reset. So you have to operate, there's a certain lower limit that these things can go to, and you got to be able to try to find that with this tester here. And the other thing, the boiler manufacturer includes these drain valves, 3/4 inch bushing onto a 1/2 inch drain. These are pretty much scrap. Not worth it. And they also supply you with a 2-inch plug, which you're supposed to plug the unused outlet. I just want to point out that this is a 2x9 nipple, so I can get it above the jacket so I can get a good wrench on it. I'd like to know how they expect us to put this plug down in there and tighten it up without taking the jacket off. I'd really like to know that. I'd like to know what they're thinking when they throw this in here. This is, I don't know, it doesn't make any sense. If they can figure out an easy way to do it without, getting down in there or something, I'm all ears. But anyway, here we are. And again, I really want to thank you guys for your questions and your comments and your likes and your subscriptions. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to try to keep these things coming. Thanks. Bye.